Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and today's video is going to be the Q&A with A&E collab. This is my monthly collab with Alice Lynn. I love being a Grammy, and of course I will have her channel and her video linked in my description box. Alice is absolutely beautiful, super fun, really funny, very entertaining, and very down to earth. I just love her videos, and she and I have become very good friends. So this time around, we're going to be answering 15 questions that I came up with centered around New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, what we're excited about in the new year, what we're glad we're letting go of from last year, that sort of thing. Really excited to answer these questions and put an eye look together. So we talked about maybe using a palette that we have in common, but I said, you know what would be really fun is if we used our very first palette of 2023, either a palette that we purchased for ourselves or maybe a palette that we got as a gift for Christmas. And I do have an amazing palette that I'm going to be using today that's new to me. I've never used it before, and I did get it for Christmas. Now I do want to tell you a little story about this palette here. So I am involved in a group chat on Instagram called Calm a Chameleon. Steph, not your basic Steph, she does a live every Saturday called Calm a Chameleon, Make It for Mental Health. And there's a group of us ladies that have been chatting in the lives, in the live chat section, in those videos for years, last couple of years anyway. And we live all around the world. So another one of our friends put us all together on Instagram so that we could kind of keep up with each other, share pictures with one another. And it's been so wonderful to have that chat in my life. So beginning of November, I think it was, we decided that we really wanted to do a Secret Santa palette exchange. And so I think Steph was the one that divvied out names to all of us. So none of us really knew who we had, of course, except for Steph. So I got a palette in the mail, probably mid-November. And for some reason, my brain completely forgot that we were doing this Secret Santa palette exchange. Just idiot, right? So I have no idea who this palette's from. So I start messaging people, texting people. I'm like, did you send me this palette? No? Did you? No? And finally I thought, you know what? I'm going to go in the Calm a Chameleon group chat and ask if maybe somebody sent me a palette that's in our group chat, because that's happened before. So I said, hey, I got this palette in the mail. Did one of you guys send this to me? And Eva, my dear friend who lives in Spain, who I just love with all of my heart, she said, yes, you ding dong, I'm your Secret Santa. Our initial plan was that we were all gonna get our palettes and then open them together in a chat or live chat or whatever you want to call it on Instagram. And some of us still have not gotten our palettes. The person that I got, as I'm their Secret Santa, she still hasn't gotten her palette yet. It's been purchased, it's been packaged, but for whatever reason, it still has not been shipped. So anyway, I got a hold of Eva and I said, I know that that was our plan, that we're all gonna open these together, but I've already opened mine. And do you care if I use this in my collab with Alice? And she said, no, I would love to see you use it. So let me show you what that is. This is the Dirty Martini palette. There we go, from Glamlite. And this is so cute. Let me show you how it came packaged. It came packaged in this cute little martini bottle here, or gin bottle or vodka bottle. What's in martinis? Gin? I can't remember. I don't drink. I mean, I used to drink, but I haven't drank in years. But I think this is super cute. So let me show you the actual palette here. Beautiful color story. We got a lot of greens in here, some browns, some kind of gold, some orangey shades. This one right here is absolutely stunning. I love the fact that this has got a little bit of grunge in it, a little bit of earthiness to it. And I love green eyeshadows, especially grungy greens. So I am so excited to put a look together with this palette. So if you guys are ready to listen to my answers to the 15 questions I came up with for Alice and I to answer in our Q&A with A&E collab today, with me using the Dirty Martini palette from Glamlite, then please sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, let's get started with this look using the Dirty Martini palette from Glamlite. Now, I remember when this was released. This was released with a set of like alcoholic beverage type palettes. And I saw this color story and I was like, yes. And I think what I'm gonna do, oh boy, this is gonna be a little tricky. I think I will start off with the shade right here called Green Olive and put that in my transition area. And then I do have my brows done and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in room 101, of course. Okay, let me grab my brush and I'm gonna start answering these questions. I came up with 15 questions for us to answer, all based on like New Year's type stuff. So the first question is, what is your best memory of New Year's in the past? And to be quite honest with you, I don't know that I have a best memory from New Year's in the past. I've never really done anything super exciting on New Year's, ever. I'm trying to think of something like really fun and exciting I could share with you guys, and I really don't have anything. When I was young, like a kid, we would always watch, my mom and I would always watch the Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve and watch the ball drop in Times Square, and I still do that. When my kids were growing up, we would typically play the Wii on New Year's Eve. I remember doing that a lot. We had like the dance games, and we had some karaoke games and stuff, and that was always really fun. So that was great. I mean, you know, those were fun times, but I just mean, like, I don't think I've ever been to like a super wild, crazy New Year's Eve party or done anything super like out of the ordinary on New Year's Eve. This is a beautiful green shade. I love it. I love it. I love Glamlite. I do have their the Michaela palette. Is that the only Glamlite palette I have besides this one? I think so. And I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. I would like to get more palettes from Glamlite. They have such cute packaged palettes. Number 2, do you make New Year's resolutions and do you stick to them? I used to. Well, I've never stuck to them, but I used to make New Year's resolutions all the time. You know, I make a list of what I was going to do in the new year. And it primarily consisted of working out, eating better, you know, getting good sleep, drinking a lot of water, you know, that kind of stuff. And I would stick to them for a little while. I typically would not stick to them anymore. So I don't really do New Year's resolutions anymore. I do have a list of things I really want to do on my channel this year. I've had a list of things I wanted to do on my channel last year too. Some of those things I did do, a lot of them I did not do. So this year I'm really hoping that I stick to my guns and do what's on my list for my channel. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I might add some more there. But now let's go into a deepening shade. And I'm trying to decide if I want this shade here. This is kind of a bluey green, or this shade here, or maybe even this brown. No, I don't think I want brown. I think I'm gonna go with dry vermouth and put that in my outer V and into my transition area. Question number 3 is, what's your least favorite thing about New Year's? I don't know if I have a least favorite thing about New Year's. I mean, I guess just that I have never done anything super exciting on New Year's, you know? I mean, I got a lot of fallout. I put way too much shadow on my brush. I do like New Year's, and I've had fun on New Year's. I don't mean to sound like they've all sucked, because that's not true. But they just, I don't know, I've just never really done anything super exciting. Number 4, what is your best memory of 2022? Having my grandson. Well, I didn't have my grandson. My daughter had my grandson. But I was there when he was born, and that was absolutely amazing. It was just the most magical, beautiful experience. My daughter was such a warrior. Like, you know, I mean, she was in labor for a long time. They induced her at 10 o'clock at night on the 10th of May, and he was born at 2:30 something or 2:20 something in the morning on the 12th of May, the long labor. But she did so great, you know? She was just super tough and hung in there, and he was absolutely beautiful from birth. Just such a wonderful, magical experience to have that with my daughter and her husband, and of course, my grandson. It was amazing. And this is a lovely shade. It's deepening up very nicely. It's beautiful. I love Glamlite mattes. I love Glamlite shimmers too, but their mattes are so nice, at least the ones I've tried thus far. I do want to go back around though with the green olive shade just to make sure that's nicely blended. Number 5, what is something you struggled with in 2022? Let me think here. I did have a hysterectomy in 2022 in April. And so prior to that, I was really struggling with just dealing with my uterus from hell. That was not fun. My dad also had some health concerns over the past year and a half, and he's doing okay right now. But you know, that's always a concern to me, and it's always in the back of my mind, like, you know, is something going to happen to him again? And he is still currently being or under the care of a doctor, and they're monitoring some things. But yeah, I struggled with that quite a bit. Now let's do some shimmers. Oh yes, we are. I'm trying to decide if I want to do this shimmer on the lid, because I think that would be really pretty with the green, that kind of peach shade, kind of orangey peach. This one's really pretty too. That one's nice. Or that one. That one I think I'm going to put in my inner corner because it's really beautiful. It's called On the Rocks. Oh, I think I am going to go into Just a Splash and put that across the lid. It does kind of have a little, well, no, I think it's okay. It's kind of flaky, so I am definitely going to spray this just to kind of keep it more contained on the lid. Number 6, what was your favorite makeup brand in 2022? I really like Glamlite. I mean, I have the Michaela palette. It's beautiful. I have a little bit of fuzz on my brush. I really, oh my gosh. Oh yes. Oh yes, this is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. Oh, I love the combo of the peachiness and the greeniness. That's amazing. I also love Gourmand Girls. I got the Ethereal palette and also the Sailor Moore palette in 2022, and they are just gorgeous, especially the Ethereal. And I also really love the P. Louise Watch the Queen Conquer palette that Danielle sent to me, my dear friend. She lives in the UK. And that's probably my favorite eyeshadow palette that I own now in my collection. It's just amazing. And then, let me think. Oh, Melt, the Amore Mariposas palette that Andy sent to me. Oh, so good. And actually, I did get another palette from Melt. They did have a sale going on, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because Andy and I are actually going to use that together in a future collab. Number 7, what makeup brand do you hope to try in 2023? There's a lot. What I would really like to try are singles from either Terra Moons or Cleona, also Lethal Cosmetics. I really want to try their shadows. I know they sell singles too, so I don't know, it's been on my list to get something from those brands for a long time. And maybe this year will be the year. Now I'm going to do my lower lash line. I did pop a little bit of concealer on down here, and I'm going to use this in my lower waterline. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Eye Pencil in Moss. I love this, and I just thought this would be a nice shade to go along with the eye look. And I'll answer another question, which is, what's the best piece of advice you received in 2022? And honestly, I would say the best piece of advice I received were my friends who were encouraging me to have my hysterectomy. That was amazing because, you know, I was really scared to do that. I mean, who wants to have surgery? And I was losing an organ. I've never lost an organ before, so I was like, oh God, this is going to be awful. But it was the best medical decision I think I've ever made in my life. Also, I had a little bit of negativity around my channel. I had someone tell me that my collab videos were horrible, that they were really boring, that they were bringing my channel down, and that I should quit doing those. And you know, that kind of hurt me. And so I did reach out to a friend of mine and I said, hey, I'm getting some negative feedback about my collab videos. And I don't really know how to like process that. If I should take that in, if I should change things on my channel, what do you think? She said, no, I don't think that that's accurate. And even if I did think it's accurate, it's your channel. This is your creative baby here. And if this is something that you want to continue to do on your channel, don't let anybody affect what you're doing. You know, if this is what you want to do, keep doing it and don't worry about it. And that was the best piece of advice I received regarding my channel in 2022. And I just decided, yeah, that she's right. This is my baby and I'm just going to keep doing what makes me happy. So now let's go ahead and put green olive on the lower lash line. That will look really pretty. Can you guys see that? Yes, you can, I think. Let's see. Number 9, do you feel that anything changed in your life last year for the better or the worse? I don't know that anything really changed for the worse, but I do know that things definitely changed for the better because I became a grandma. I love being a grandmother. I love it. It's wonderful. And he's brought so much light and happiness into our lives. And so, yeah, I would definitely say that for the most part, I mean, you know, we had some things, like I said, that were a little hard to get through in 2022, but I would say that for the most part, things happen mostly for the better in 2022. Number 10, what's the best movie you watched in 2022? And I watched a ton. I mean, my husband and I love to watch movies. The one that I did see in the theater was Top Gun 2. I don't know that that was the best movie I saw in 2022, but it was pretty damn good. So I'm going to go with Top Gun 2. Now I'm going to go into dry vermouth and put that across the lower lash line as well. Number 11, what is something you're happy to say goodbye to in 2022? My uterus. Peace out, sucker. I'm so glad that I got my hysterectomy. You know, it's just made a huge difference in my life since I've had that surgery. The one thing I can say, and this is something I probably should have mentioned when I was talking about what I struggled with in 2022, is that I struggled with a lot of fatigue after I had my hysterectomy, like absolutely exhausted, like beyond exhausted. Like I could sleep for, you know, days and still wake up and be tired. And I can remember a couple of times driving home from work and almost falling asleep in my car. It scared the crap out of me. And, you know, part of that is because when you have a hysterectomy and you lose your uterus, I believe, if I could be wrong about these facts here, but I think I'm right. This is what I remember being told, is that your uterus produces a little bit of testosterone. And that's the hormone that kind of gives you your pep in your step and keeps you upright and going, you know, just kind of charges your batteries. And with having a hysterectomy, I lost that. And so your body has to kind of reassimilate to not having that in your body. And she told me that I was going to be really tired, but I was not prepared for absolute exhaustion. You know, it was awful. And I've gotten over that for the most part. I mean, I still am tired. I mean, I've kind of always been tired, but it was like almost debilitating. So yeah, I'm glad that that's over with too. Number 12, what did you learn about yourself last year? Oh, let's see. What did I learn about myself? I'm going to go back in with green olive and just kind of blow that out a little bit more. I would say that I learned who my really true friends are, and that's always a good thing to realize, is like who really is in your corner and who really supports you. I definitely learned that. I also learned that there's a little bit of drama that goes on in social media, and that was one of the reasons why I was kind of nervous about like starting an Instagram and things like that. I just didn't want to get involved in any kind of drama. And I was really happy that I was, when I saw some drama kind of starting, I was able to pull out of it and just, move on with my life. I also learned that, like I said before, I love being a grandmother. I love it. I mean, I knew I was going to love it, but man, it's just the most amazing role I've ever had in my life. I mean, of course, being a mother is amazing too, but being a grandma, man, it's just the best. So now I think I'm going to put this shade here. This is called On the Rocks in my inner corner. Might look strange next to that, but I don't think so. I don't care. I don't care. I love the shade. It's beautiful. Number 13, what are you the most excited about in the new year? I really want to start doing some different things here on my channel, one of which is true crime. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. And my goal is to get my first true crime video up at the end of January. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that because, you obviously have to kind of, yes, you have to research the cases. And so far this year, I haven't really been able to do that. I have started reading a book. I started that a few months ago about a case, my first case I'm going to be talking about. And I'm familiar with the case because I'm going to be doing true crime in Oregon. And I remember this case very well. It happened when I was a kid. And so I do, remember some things about it. And I could just basically give you like the bare bones of what happened, but I want to give more detail. So that's something that I'm really excited about, is to start doing true crime. I am going to be doing less collabs on my channel this year, just because, when you do collab videos, you do a lot. I did a lot in December, which was really fun. And I don't regret doing any of them. They were amazing. I really enjoyed it. But I kind of put off doing some things I wanted to do on my channel because of those collabs. So, or because I do a lot of collabs. So I'm going to be slowing down on those and just kind of focusing on, tackling that list of videos I want to film. So I'm pretty much done with this look, but I do have 2 more questions to answer. So I'm going to buzz through those kind of quickly here. They're pretty short answered questions, I would say. Number 14, do you have any travel plans in the new year? And I mean, at this point, no, we don't, my husband and I, but I do think that, I hope anyway, that we will travel somewhere this year. He's never been to Yellowstone, and I have, and it's beautiful, so I'd love to do that. I would love to go to the UK, to Sweden, to Australia, to Spain, all over the place to see my friends that I've made here on YouTube, but, I don't know. It's a lot of money, and I don't necessarily have a lot of money. Number 15, last question here. What do you want the most for yourself in the new year? I would just like to be happy, have good health, no back surgeries this year. My back's been bugging me a little bit, and I'm getting a little nervous about it, but hopefully we can get through 2023 without a back fusion. That'd be great. And of course, I just want my friends and family to be happy and healthy too. I want us to all prosper and just enjoy our lives and enjoy each other and just have a smile on our face 99.9% of the time. I don't think that's too much to ask. So what I'm going to do is go off camera, do my other eye, put the rest of my face makeup on, the finishing touches, and I will come right back. I am back, and this is the finished look, and I really like how this look turned out. Man, I love that eyeshadow palette. I knew I was going to love it. I love greens. I love grungy greens, and that palette is chock full of them. And of course, I'll show you the palette, and we'll talk about it again. But before I do that, I did want to go over some makeup that I have on my face today. For my foundation, I did use the True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup Foundation, and this is in the shade W4 Natural Beige. And I love this foundation. It's getting to the point where it's, well, I mean, there's still some in here, but there's not a lot left. And I definitely will be purchasing this at some point. And then for my powder, I did use the CoverGirl Clean Professional Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This does smell like Noxzema. Thank you, Dawn, for reminding me of what this smells like. But it's a beautiful powder, very affordable. And then for my blush, I did use the Take the Risk or Lose the Chance blush from Maybe Cosmetics. This is one of my absolute favorite blushes. And I was going to use more of a peach tone blush, But then I saw that in my drawer and I was like, oh, I haven't used that in a while, so I really wanted to throw this on today. And then for my highlighter, I did use this little palette here. This is the Aurora Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills that Avita, Viva You're Pretty, sent to me. And I use this shade right here called Helia. This is kind of like a greeny gold shifting highlighter. It is beautiful. For my concealer, I did use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Ivory. I love this concealer. For my mascara, I used the ColourPop Act Natural in Black that Oakley sent to me for our makeup swap collab. Love this mascara too. For my upper lid liner, I did use my Ciate London Fierce Flicks in Black. This is pretty much almost gone. I mean, it was really hard for me to get the second eye done. This eye went on great. This eye, I had to kind of shake it and threaten it to work. I'm going to be so sad when this is all the way gone. I'm going to have to find this somewhere and get another 3,000 tubes of this because I love it. And then on my lips, I did use a liquid shadow, actually. You probably can't really tell in my camera, but it kind of shifts from peach to gold. I wanted to try to find something that mimicked the shimmer across the lid that came out of the Dirty Martini palette. And this is the duochromatic liquid shadow in the shade Cocktail Party. And this just does not work as an eyeshadow for me. It's super like kind of oily. It just feels more like a lip product to me. So that's what I use it for. And I love it. Now we're going to talk about the eyeshadow palette. This is the Dirty Martini palette from Glamlite that I use today. Love it. And even though I was kind of a brat and opened this too soon for my Secret Santa surprise, I'm really happy that Eva agreed to let me use this today. She was like, well, of course, I got it for you to use, but I don't know, it kind of ruins the surprise for all of us to open them together. But you know, I mean, it's middle of January and some of us haven't even gotten our palettes yet. Anyway, this is such a gorgeous palette. Grungy greens, which have my heart and soul. I use this shade here called Green Olive in my transition area and also on my lower lash line. It's beautiful, beautiful pigment. It blended out beautifully. I use this shade here called Dry Vermouth in my outer V into my transition area or my crease and then also on the lower lash line. It's stunning, beautiful shade. I use this shade here called Just a Splash. I don't know if I ever said what the name of this shade was when I was actually putting it on my lid. It's absolutely stunning. Thick, buttery, a little flaky. I would say that it's probably best to spray your brush when you apply this shimmer if you don't have this palette, or maybe you're going to get the palette, I don't know, but just gorgeous. I love it. It's just this beautiful kind of goldy peach shifty, just love it. And this shade right here is called On the Rocks. And I do have that in my inner corner. And you know, there's a lot of other things I could have done, obviously, with this palette, but those are just the shades that spoke to me the most today for this look. And I'm just thrilled to own this, and I cannot wait to use this again. And Eva, thank you so much for gifting me such a beautiful palette. Now, I cannot wait to watch Alice's video. I do know what palette she's going to be using. I'm not going to tell you guys. It's gorgeous. I've thought about getting that palette many times, and who knows, I may end up getting that palette at some point, but I know her look is going to be absolutely beautiful, and I cannot wait to watch it come together. I also cannot wait to hear the answers to the 15 questions that I came up with about New Year's. And I would love for you guys to answer these questions in the comment section. That'd be really fun. And this is just an absolute joy and pleasure to do this monthly collab with Alice. I love her. We chat all the time on Instagram, and she's just such a supportive, wonderful friend. I know I didn't talk a whole lot about her as I was putting my look together because I was answering these questions, but Alice is so special to me. I adore her, and I just always look forward to our monthly collabs because it's really easy. We come up with something really quickly, and she's just an amazing human being. Really, really happy that she's my friend. And of course, I do want to say that I hope that everyone's having a great start to 2023. I can't believe it's 2023. Just crazy to me how fast time goes. And as you age, time goes so much faster. I just kind of want to slow everything down, you know? Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your life to watch this video. If you are new here and you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section because I love to chat with you guys there. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really look forward to seeing you guys again on my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy. See you soon. Bye.
Drop it.